Hey, what's up, Matt Raccoon? How's it going? Bear with me 1 second. I just started. I didn't mix up my paints yet. Yeah, I was sick as a dog yesterday. I didn't get anything done. So I figured today I'd do a little bit. Saturday is usually my personal day, but I haven't really done much lately. So I figured at least I can start painting him up. Because I was doing so much prep work this week on stuff. I figured I'd get him prepped up as well. Hey Raz. Yeah, I just haven't had a chance to work on him, but he's pretty much ready for paint, so I figured at least I'd get the skin tone somewhat done today. Ah, shit. Man, I need to do spring cleaning in this studio so bad. Got so much shit all over the place. Hey Curtis, this is the Sideshow Premium Format Superman statue. I converted into Hyperion for myself. So it's a polystone statue. I just gotta find myself a piece of filter. Hold on a second. Hey Terrell. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do 3D prints, you just gotta use good resin. Get the frozen 4K stuff. Make sure your stuff's cured. If you're gonna do molding and casting, then I suggest you really look into it. Like really look into it. I'm not really good with molding and casting that much. Still learning as I go. I gotta clean up this paint. The PVC you could bond A's to anything. It's just that when you go to sand PVC, my experience is that it's very tough to get it really smooth because the PVC like peels up from the paint. I mean the sandpaper. So that's just my experience with it. So. That's why I don't work on PVC stuff too much, because the stuff, it's not as good friendly with sanding. That's why I like resin polystone. You can prime the hell out of it, sand it down with all kinds of sandpaper, and it works out great. Some of my old paint gets caked up, so I'm filtering it at the moment. Clean this one out later to get a new bottle. Trying to salvage some old paint, so gonna grab a couple other bottles. Yeah, yesterday was crazy rain, and then today it's another rainy day, so I was gonna go to Home Depot today and get the trim to put on my wall so I can display my CGC books, but I didn't feel like going out today in the rain, so I said screw it. See, like, look at the crap that's coming out of this bottle. It's all bad stuff. Gotta start do my spring cleaning slowly, getting rid of paints. Hey, what's up, Raphael? So this is like coffee filter basically. It's like the same stuff I use the back of my airbrush booth. So whenever I got these old paints, I pretty much got to filter out the gunk that's in them. About a whole bottle. That should be a good base coat for his skin tone. Let me go wash this out. Alright, so this the skin's got more of an orangey tint to it, this base coat. It's alright, we'll take it down later. It is a really orangey skin, but just wanted to use up some paints. cleaned all my airbrushes too this morning. So I wanted to be like paler skin, almost older, so I think we'll do some speckling too, just to make them a little older. But for now, let's just kind of throw some color in. Hey, what's up, Butterfly? That's good. Thanks for stopping by. Don't get in trouble at work. If you're not used to airbrushing and haven't done it yet, it's not that scary. It's just practice, like anything else. If you can, try to go to, like, I don't know where you're located at, but like Wonderfest every year. They have that show in Kentucky, and you could do classes and stuff there. Not that you're going to learn a hell of a lot at the show, but it's a good introduction. That's something you want to look into. Jersey Fest does have it too as well, but I'm not sure what they're doing this year. I'm not doing their ads anymore. It's a new owner, so I don't know what classes they got. I haven't paid attention. I used to do all the ads for Jersey Fest, but not anymore. My days of graphic design are over. Hey, what's up, Jared? Well, Nelson, Hyperion didn't lose any of the muscles, but he did lose his hair, though. Well, his hair thinned. This isn't really me shading too much. Right now, this is just throwing color down. So it's got a while to go before it gets any better. Now the only problem is, with such a large item, you gotta get paint in the hard to reach areas. Good thing I put a huge rod up his leg, otherwise probably fall apart on me. Alright, so where was that spot? Where was it? This arm? This arm over here. Hey, what's up, Dave? Thanks for stopping by. Glad you're checking out the stream. Well, the control of the airbrush is just just practice. Which we'll call it. Hold on a second. Where was that spot? Here it is. A little bit of a spot I missed. So like I always tell people, when if you're getting into airbrushing, when I got into airbrushing, get yourself, I could do it over here, like practice on a board, very small stream, if your piece isn't fogged, you know, and then go thicker, and then go thinner. Just practice, you know, your line work. It'll make life a lot easier. It's called Wonderfest in Kentucky. I don't know when it is. It's at the Kentucky. It's like right across the street from the airport when you get into Kentucky. I forgot the town. It's one of the bigger ones. Louisville. Is it Louisville? I think it's Louisville, Kentucky. I resculpted the neck on him because it had the cape. I sculpted out the armor, and then this also had the bad feet. Whatchamacallit? The feet down here were these are glued onto the Superman statue, so this was the weak resin. So I put a rod up this leg, and I put a rod up this leg. So, and I cleaned up some of the areas. Okay, so I haven't done old people's skin before, so I want to do it lighter and I want to make it spotty. So what I'm thinking of doing, for the hell of it, I don't know how well it's going to work out, but we'll do it anyway. see if I have a... Come to the conclusion I need regular toothbrushes to do the speckling. The stuff is too soft, so I use soft toothbrushes, and they don't like to speckle too well. Yeah, you should look at the Wonderfest show, see if they're offering any classes. The way they used to do it was you can take a class for the show, you would actually get an airbrush and you would get a compressor. I think it used to be like $350. So you can take that stuff home with you afterwards. But if you're the type of person that you already have a airbrush and compressor, you could go and take the class. It's cheaper and you could bring your own stuff. So that's the way the classes used to work. I don't know how they're working anymore. It's been a while. But they have seminars during the whole weekend. It's not superhero stuff per se. It's not like, you know, you're going to see like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman stuff all over. It's more like the Godzilla, monster, horror type stuff with some other random stuff here and there. But they have the contest, you know, they have seminars all weekend long. You could just sit in the seminar. So it's good to it's a good introduction type show, you know. For me, it's not really my thing anymore because, you know, I'm kind of more into all this stuff by now. So I just go to the Jersey Fest just to see people, hang out for a bit, and that's kind of maybe pick up some supplies. It's kind of my thing now, what I do. But I mean, if you're on the East Coast and you want to try out Jersey Fest I think Wonderfest is around July. I think maybe I'm wrong, and I think Jersey Fest, Wonderfest might be around July, and I think Jersey Fest is around September. So if you're in the tri-state area, New York, Pennsylvania, Jersey, and you want to go to Newark Hotel, they have the Jersey Fest show. So it's just a matter of just trying things, going seeing what's what, experiment. If you the bigger show, Wonderfest, though, like I think Badger's there and I think Iowa is there, so people represent the airbrush companies, and you can actually sit down and go through them and look at them and shit like that. So it's worth checking out once in a while. I went back in 2000 and I think it was 2006 or 2008 when I first got into the hobby, and then I went back again in like 2009 or something. Nah, that's not gonna work. I need to do something different. This is my old Badger 360. You can kind of turn it. I use this for like speckling, like larger stuff. So I'm gonna try. So you figure he's gonna have like white spots on him too. So let's try and grab. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of experimenting. So it's always good to experiment on my own stuff. So I'm just doing a heavy speckle of white on them. So if any mistakes happen, I don't really care. Just by doing this though, if you ever scratch it, it's going to be a nightmare to fix it. Plus he's going to be dirty anyway, so. Hey Wells, how's it going? Prince Namor, I never was on the... Well, I think I joined the Bowen forum, and then I think it was like a week or two later, he closed down the forum, and then Statue Forum opened up. So, I kind of came in at the tail end of it. The very, very tail end. I think I was on it, and then all of a sudden, like a week later, it was just gone. And then I started going around the internet and I found Statue Forum. So that was a long, long time ago. Oh, you can, they have those for the airbrushes. They have, needle heads, and they also have some other stuff that can, do that type of splashing if you want. I just never picked it up. I'm just trying to come up with something for this. I'm just kind of brainstorming, so. And I want him to have that virgin flesh color, so. All my garage kit paints are kind of going away because I've been throwing them away. They've been bad, so I don't have the virgin flesh anymore. I got the later one. Well, from what I understand, Bowen went through a nasty divorce. And then he's also had some major back issues. So I don't think he can actually sit at a desk anymore and sculpt, from what I understand. I don't know if it's completely true, but I think that's the case. So I'm spraying this like really far away, and I'm just kind of speckling it. So I'll be doing layering all over him, so till I get some kind of skin tone I like. That's no problem, Wells. That's why I try to do as many streams as I can. But this past week I was so busy prepping a bunch of kits and everything to get ready for work. I haven't had a chance to. Yesterday I was just beat. I was sick. Figured I'd work on this today a bit. But I'll probably stream a lot next week. I got the whatchamacallit, that Exodus kit almost ready for paint, so I'm probably gonna be working on him a lot next week. Right now I'm doing some transparency bright flesh. Yeah, I was putting in, this past week I was waking up at like 8. I would get in the garage about 9. And by the time I was done prepping everything up, it was about, I don't know, I was working till like almost 10 every night for 4 days straight. But I got a lot of stuff done. Also, I put a post on the Patreon. So we're probably going to do the Lola Bunny and the 7 of 9 kits next. After I'm done with him, I'll pop them out. I'll show you the statues we're going to use and what we're going to do. So it should look pretty cool. Alright. So I think what I'm going to do next... Hey, what's up, Iceman? Gonna have to do a run for brushes again soon. Here we go, this is what I want. Since we're going to keep layering him, figure try to pop out his veins a little bit. Not really a fan of the veins popping out too much, but there's some here. So we'll kind of a little bit of a very light wash blue in here. I didn't really sculpt veins when I kind of cleaned up the arms because I really don't like doing that too much. I didn't want him like crazy, just popping out all over the place. So we'll just do it on the hands. They didn't have veins on his arms because the cloth hit it. So it's got the old man hands, so that works. No, Iceman, this is Hyperion. EarthX Hyperion from my own collection. Hey, what's up, Attentive Slug? How's it going? Alright, so next, let's see what I want to do. He's gonna be dirty after I'm said and done. I'm gonna do like dirty hands and dirty outfit, armor. So he's gonna look like he's been in battle. But I'm trying to think. They also have different needles. They have different needle heads for stuff. That give you different. I have them for my Badger brushes, but I don't have Badger anymore. They have like different cut-off needles and triangle needle tips. I use them just to clean stuff now. Yeah, I can see why you think it's that guy from the movies. Yeah, I'm probably going to use pale gold, Alclad pale gold on his armor here. But I think his boots, I might do like a leather just from different. Because I know in the picture he's got like golden boots. But I think I'm going to do this metal. I'll do this metal. But I'll do the boots in like sort of like a leather golden texture thing. Just for myself. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to texture his body a bit with a sponge. Then I'm going to paint over it. Yeah, suit doesn't seem all that great for battle, but EarthX storyline was amazing. Yeah, if you ever read Kingdom Come from DC or EarthX, all great stories. So this is a really light skin tone color. I'm going to spray over it again, another layer. So just the idea is just kind of doing layer on layer and then kind of creating a textured skin per se. I don't like doing this for regular painting, but for him, I figure it might look kind of cool. Yeah, Earth X storyline was great. Kingdom Come was great. I never really cared for Hyperion, but when I read him in Earth X, I kind of really liked him. Because he's just like a guy that just wants to die, but he can't. So it's actually kind of a cool little take they did on him. Going to use a little bit of blue. I'm going to use some water on it. I'm going to see if I can texture some water stuff. Like really light bluish water. And then what we'll do is we'll dull it down afterwards. See how this spot back here. Maybe like the blue spots will kind of give them a little that older look. Maybe, I don't know. think what we'll do is we'll spot some reds on them. Yeah, I had a couple of those cosmetic ones too, but I stopped using them. Well, they really haven't been using them that much. I think I threw them out too. Yeah, I'm gonna dull it all down. I'm just layering. That's kind of the way I work. Is I just kind of keep layering until I get it where I want it. So this isn't gonna like be final. Just kind of. I'm also like really wetting the sponge to kind of. I just want the skin gritty, you know. I want it a little bit gritty looking compared to what I normally do. Kind of what I'm going for. I don't know how well you guys can see it. The lights are probably really blaring at it, but so then what I'll do is sort of go back to the original color, but what I'll do is I'll water it down a lot. So, like I always tell people, this is 10% alcohol, 10% alcohol, and the rest is water. So this is what I use to thin this stuff down. So I'll just go back to my original color, so it becomes like a transparency. And then what we'll do is we'll spray far away. Go back to our original color with a little bit of the darker color. No, I don't use any glazes, I don't use any mediums. I'm just strictly blending and blending and blending. So I don't really, just kind of keep going with my airbrush and try to get it to where I want it. So like some parts I'm seeing I did a little too much blue, so I'm just kind of taking those down a little bit. Just gonna keep going until I just get this weird looking texture. I mean, I really like where the forehead's going. It's got this, like, there's a lot of little speckles and looks kind of oldish. I don't know. Alright, so this is a Caspian Flesh Wash from Formula P3. I don't think I really use this color too much. I'm not really sure. It's got more of like a bronze transparency look to it. Try not to overspray it anywhere. So it's going to go back to some of the bright flesh transparency. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm just spraying. I'm just going to keep going till something clicks, and if it's layering pretty good and I'm liking the texture, and then I'll be happy. I don't have a set formula. I'm not like watching anybody, so the idea with this one is just keep layering, creating a texture, and just see what happens. I'm not following anybody's, like, you know, YouTube videos, or just kind of I just want to look really beat up and just kind of give it a really weird. I'm not trying to make it look realistic either. Even though, like, when you speckle and you create textures, it does look sort of realistic. I'm not really going for that. It's sort of turning in that way. I mean, I'm going to pop out some of the women's makeup soon and mess around with some more stuff, but right now I'm just kind of seeing where all this color lands and how it's looking. Go back to the original color again, thin it down, just gonna keep going.
Hey, what's up, Rukin?
Yeah, I'm working on. The base is just a simple base I made for him already, just a rock base. Just I'll scroll down for you. Hopefully the camera doesn't turn off. So I just did a simple base like that. Oh, just gotta scroll out. Nothing too crazy. You know what it is I didn't want him to take up a lot of room. So it's just a simple base rock, just to make it look like he's just sort of on that one ledge, and then that's it. And then his cape I have here. This is the cape, so it's already all dirtied up and banged up. So the cape will go behind him, like so. So it'll look like he really's been in battle. That's the goal. I want a really dirty, old-looking Hyperion. I don't want anything super fancy. I don't want him super clean. I just want him looking old. So the skin, we're kind of getting there. I kind of liking the way the skin's looking. It's got a little bit of a dirtiness to it. So usually at this point, what I like to do is sort of melt the paint. I call it melting. Tester's dull coat sort of is really, really strong. The cape, alright, so I know a seamstress by me. She did the cape. Sadly, I asked her for one layer, so she did a double layer on it, which kind of made things a little bit more difficult. I wanted one layer, but she did two layer, so you can see she did a two layer thing. So instead of doing it all over again, I just cut it all up. So it'll look good now, because what it is it'll be really kind of goes in this hole here like this. So I have to glue it in where it kind of flips over on its side, and it'll glue in this hole. And then I have a piece I made for it. So this is my little brooch that I sculpted and put a rod in. So this will lock this into place when I'm done. So it'll be like locked in like that. And then this piece glues into his back into here. So it just kind of glues in. So because it's so thick, it actually looks a little bit better. So that's kind of what we got so far. We're going to spray this down. This will help protect it and also sort of melt some of the colors. Now this used to work great on garage kit color, garage kit colors stuff, but sadly he doesn't have paints anymore, so it's kind of very doesn't work the same way. But should still protect it, give it a nice layer. Let me grab something to drink real quick while that sort of cures up a bit. No, not a cab driver, Iceman. Just a old Marvel dude with a different take on his outfit. Yeah, it's got a little bit more realistic skin, but like I said, I don't like doing that for my statues. I like to keep it more comic book looking. But since I hit it with the Tester's dull coat, some of the speckling kind of pops out a little bit more. which I don't like. So I'll take that down a little bit. So some of the speckling I'm gonna take down. He's supposed to have like a really pale skin. So I'm going to take it down with some more of the virgin flesh probably. Now I know you said darken the eyes, but you really don't have to because he's got such a high sculpt of it. So I don't want his eyes being dark and the rest of the skin is kind of light. But the way it's sculpted, it's got enough darkness in it already. So I know the comic book has like the cape, the armor, and the boots all have the same yellow. When I do my personal stuff and when I do kits, I like to break it up. I don't want it to be all the same color and boring. So for him, the cape is that different yellow. The boots are going to be sort of a leatherish yellow. And then the armor on his chest and the armor on his waist is going to be the pale gold. So I'm going to have it broken up in different colors. So this will be like the gold on his outfit, you know, and it'll all be all dirty. I like to break up my items. I don't want it to be all the same exact color. So I'm going to have a little fun with it with that. He's gonna, you know, I don't want it to be mirror because the way Alex Ross painted that picture you see on the screen, that's kind of like a mirror, like a chrome. I'm not going that route. I'm doing my own take. And the black is going to be a flat black. I don't want it to be a shiny black. It's just going to be a flat black on it. And I'm not going to, I don't think I'm going to do any like 80% light on the black. I think I'm just going to paint a pure flat black and leave it like that. And then when I dirty him up, we'll have like brown speckles on the outfit and around him. So I'm going to try something different with him. So the arms are going to be texturized. You're going to have the outfit flat, and then you're going to have all the other stuff popping out. So I think it's going to be a nice different like mixture of an item, you know. Normally what I would do is I would paint him up all in black, like 100%, and then I would do like an 80% lighting on him to give it like pop. But I think with this one, I'm going to do just pure flat black and not do anything else to it. And I think that'll make the skin and everything else pop out more. Yeah, like I said, it's my own take on it. That's the fun about this. It's not like I have to follow Alex Ross's artwork or I have to follow the comic book. I can kind of do my own little take on it. So I think it'll look good when it's done. And then once he's all painted up and I do the cape on him, I'm probably going to spritz like, you know, like I'll make the hands dirty. You know, I'll spritz some dirt around the knee areas and the outfit. I'll make this dirty. And he's just gonna look like he's battle torn. That's kind of the goal of it. He's not gonna be bloody because he doesn't really bleed. He's like invulnerable. But I just want to make him look like he's been around the block. That's the goal. Alright, we're going to water this down a little bit too, because I don't want it to virgin flesh too much of it. No, I didn't want to do any bruising on him. I didn't want to, cause in the comic he just doesn't get beat up. He's basically Superman, but he's just older and he's not dying. That's kind of like the whole background of him in the comic. So my idea was the outfit's beat up, the cape is beat up, the armor's beat up, but he is just like invulnerable. He's not bruised, he's not bleeding. He's just an old guy that just wants to die, and he's just not dying in the comic. So that's kind of what I envisioned for my personal version of him. Dirty, but clean, I guess you could say. From what I can tell is in the comic, he was just like, he wanted to die in the worst way, but whatever he did, he just couldn't. So that was the whole point of his, like, him just growing old and not dying and stuff. So I mean, in other versions of his history, like if you read up like when he was first introduced, I mean, he was supposed to be like Superman, and then he got changed like 300 times of different like origins. So he's kind of all over the place, really. Hold on, I didn't get the other camera set up. So you can kind of see on, like, if I get a little bit closer, you can kind of see what I was going for. So you kind of just adding texture and different little speckling here and there, nothing too crazy. Like I said, I wanted him to be older, paler looking. You should read the Earth X Paradise X stories. I think you'd like them. It's kind of like Marvel's Kingdom Come series. Yeah, I sprayed Tester's Dull Coat on him. Tester's Dull Coat is like a sealer. It's just that it's got a really, really potent smell to it. Well, isn't Spectre in DC? This is Marvel, right? I'm gonna seal them up with varnish after I'm done. Right now I'm gonna do a little pastel work on his face a bit. Well, if you read Earth X, what happens is they create a whole new like heaven and hell. Like they kill off Mephisto, and then like the Punisher, Captain America, Archangel. They all become like the new angels of heaven and stuff. And then who's the guy that there's another guy that takes over like Mephisto as the new like devil, and he and what they do is they start like killing off people again. It's a really deep storyline. So I mean, I suggest if you guys if you read comics and you want to read something a little bit, you know, involved, I check out the Earth X, Paradise X stuff. Yeah, Hyperion has a really confusing history. Like I said, I never cared for the character. I just really liked the Earth X storyline. So... no, he has eyes. If I'm not mistaken, I guess they're like a really grayish blue, if I remember correctly. I think. Yeah, I'm just hitting the pastels and stuff in certain areas, some of this blush color, just to kind of pop out some areas. I'm trying not to put the blush on his cheeks, just kind of around it, because you figure with being pale and older skin, you got a little bit of that redness kind of popping out a little bit more. my pastel sheets down here. So I got this eBay thing. I'm pretty happy with where it's at right now. I kind of like where the coloring on them. I'm not putting like a 5 o'clock shadow on him either. I figure I don't want him to look too young. Yeah, I'm not trying to over pastel. I'm not a fan of people who like throw on a lot of pastels and try to jam the pastels into the crevices. I always feel that you can tell it's too caked up in there. So I'm trying to just do it very subtle, where I couldn't really do it with the airbrush. So I'm just trying to do it very, very lightly in certain areas, and that's about it. Just enough to change it a slight color. An Old Man Logan? I was gonna paint up a kit for him one day for somebody back in the day, but then they ended up getting rid of the kit by the time I was ready to take it on. There's a couple of them out there. It's funny, I grew up like loving Wolverine as a kid, but then when I got into like DC Comics, I don't really care about Wolverine anymore, so I never even like think to do any customs of him. I pretty much started getting more into the Flash. I got into DC around Young Justice when Peter David was writing it. Then I got into Infinite Crisis. And then I started going back and reading old stuff from DC, and pretty much just kind of Marvel. When House of M came out with Marvel, that's kind of was the nail in the coffin for me. House of M was just like, okay, I'm done. No more Marvel. Plus, Quesada came in as editor-in-chief, and he killed off all my favorite characters. So I was just like, what the hell am I reading this comic for anymore, you know? This company, I mean. They got rid of everybody. But yeah, I grew up on X-Men. X-Men were like the thing to read back then. I never really read Avengers or any of that stuff. Yeah, as much as people bitch about the 90s stuff, I still say the 90s stories were good. I enjoyed a lot of the artwork from the 90s. But I know a lot of people bitched about the 90s, but if you compare the 90s to what's out there now, 90s is absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's looking good for the hand being dirty. I love the outfits of the 90s. I like the characters of the 90s. Even DC, everything in the 90s was great. But now all that's offensive and you can't read that stuff anymore. But I'm glad a lot of the younger people are starting to discover it. So that's good. Seems to be more and more younger people are starting to realize the older stuff's better. Yeah, I heard that, Rukin, that supposedly the next Spider-Man comic is going to be so controversial that, like, the Marvel told the writer that he's not allowed to go to any of the comic book shows because people are going to get really pissed off with him. So, which doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you doing that? Well, Nelson, with 3D sculpting, you can always find a sculptor and have them make you one. Everybody's making all kinds of stuff now. Before you know it, in another year or two, it's going to be come to the point where everything has been made. So. Well, you won an award? Congrats, man. So it's a local contest for you? Is that kind of where you won it and stuff? That's pretty cool, Wells. Well, where's it located at? Hey, that's pretty cool. Oh, so it's like what? It's a national thing. So you submit it and they all kind of go through it, or? Nice, man. It's kind of good. They're doing that for the vets. Something, Yeah, I guess it would be kind of hard too to get everybody together at a convention, so kind of hard these days. I'm sure a lot of vets too are probably home and they can't travel, right? That would be sort of like my secondary thought on that. That's pretty cool though. I'm glad you won, you know? Keeps you busy. Stay out of trouble. Alright, so there were two spots that I missed that I gotta add some color. And then I can seal this. Well, if you don't have a site yet, I would do an Instagram page. Start off with an Instagram page, and just so you can get people and friends and family and stuff to check it out. It's a good start. It's not like you have to be on it all day long. I mean, I have a website and I've just got so much going on. I haven't been able to add pictures to it, but it's just a good spot for people to contact me. But yeah, that's the problem. You get so busy with this stuff, it's hard to sit down and do all the social media stuff. That's why when people ask me, like, you haven't posted in a while, so it's not that I'm not posting, it's just I'm working. I mean, I got some videos I have to still edit to get them done. Rather be busy working than posting all day long anyway. Alright, we're gonna mat the hell out of this sucker. Throwing a really heavy coat on him because I figure I'm gonna dirty him up, and if I do screw up a little bit, I have a little bit of wiggle room. I can maybe wipe some of it away. Plus, adding an extra coat kind of gives a little bit of layer of extra looking skin. A little bit. By the time I get ready to paint the rest of them too, this will be cured up nicely. Thanks, Nelson. I appreciate it. Like I said, this is an experimental piece, so I do this type of stuff on my own projects before I would do it on somebody else's. I just know my camera work isn't great, so. Well, yeah, the Captain Marvel stuff I sort of have down pat. But I don't have a formula for everything. So it's always hard for me to walk people through stuff if they email me or ask questions, because I don't have a set, you know, some people out there are like, you know, I do this color, I do that color, I do this, and I'm done. You know, because there's, yeah, you could tell I didn't do a lot of greens or blues and stuff in his skin, which would probably make him look a little more realistic and older, but I don't like doing that. Not for superhero stuff. I like to keep my stuff more comic looking. Oh yeah, the Captain Marvel stuff? Oh my god, I've done a lot of those. I'm only down to 2. I have to, I gotta make my Captain Marvel in the Legacy outfit, which is VinceVell's first appearance. Still haven't found a statue I can do that yet. Still hunting for one. But I got so many personal projects, it's unreal. I'm gonna have enough projects to, by the time I'm done with my projects, I'm probably gonna have to retire, sell the house, and move into an old person's home. That's how much crap I got. Hey Jacob. Yeah, I called in sick yesterday. My boss wasn't happy, but I figured I just couldn't do any work yesterday. I pulled a muscle in my back. I felt like absolutely crap. I woke up yesterday. I got into the studio and I just sat and looked at the computer screen watching YouTube. I didn't pick up one thing yesterday and I just said screw it. So I just went and laid down and I crashed. And I never sleep during the day, so that's how tired and messed up I was yesterday. Yeah, well, as I did that when I cleaned the garage, I threw about a shoebox worth of parts out in the trash. I just had way too much crap. I said I'm never going to use this stuff anymore, because the 3D printing's changing everything for me. So, like if I have this body and the head's missing, instead of trying to hunt down a head on you know, like eBay or save a head from an older statue, you just go find one online and you print it out and you're done. So I don't need those parts anymore. But alright, so I know on the screen he may look a little off, but in person he's got a really pale-ish, pinkish skin, so it's not too bright, so I like it. And there's a couple spots here and there of the blue that kind of give you that little bit of older looking skin. But I know Alex Ross adds some really shade to it though. He's got some really potent shade colors, but this'll work. So now that I did it, instead of trying to sit here and start doing all my black trim on his outfit and his hair, I always like to let stuff sit for a day or two, because I did a lot of layering of whatchamacallit, matte finish. So that matte finish is still a little soft, so I gotta let that really set up. Hey, what's up, Jass? How's it going? Oh yeah, Jacob, what we're gonna do is I already have the cape. The cape is set up, so it's gonna be a little colorful. It's not gonna be just bland. So I got a really good fabric for his cape. Kind of put it together now a little bit. His outfit's gonna be pure black, no shading, like 90% grays or anything. Pure black outfit. The cape is a yellow, as you can see. It's a nice like whatchamacallit, velvet yellow. So this is gonna lock into here. I had to drill this the other day to make this fit a little bit better. So that's gonna go in there like that. See, I'm gonna have to turn the cape when I glue it in to flip it, so it kind of goes. And then this piece is gonna sort of tuck in here. It's not 100% perfect idea, but if I throw some glue in there and I really tuck this in, you know, it's kind of what I came up with. You know, it's not the best idea, but so it goes around, tucks into there like that. So he's going to be jet black. This is going to be a pale gold, and then his boots are going to be like a leatherish yellow. So I want them to be broken up. So this way the cape doesn't match this and doesn't match that. It's going to be all different yellows, and then the black outfit's just going to be pure flat black, nothing else on it. So it's going to look like Alex Ross's artwork, sort of like the black is all completely flat. So I think that should look pretty damn cool. And then his hair will be like a white. So I think for the hair, when I'm ready to paint it, I'm just going to do like really light white washes on there, because I want to make it look like it's almost like really thinning on him. So some of that primer gray that's sitting there will be good to like show through. So that's kind of my Hyperion. It's not the best design in the world, but I think it's going to look pretty damn cool when he's done. I know his face is still a little bit younger looking, but that's the Superman head, so that's okay. Yeah, because if you look at Alex Ross's paint up, I mean, literally he just straight up, it's probably like even like black marker or something he just painted on there. There's no light source at all on the black outfit, which makes everything else pop out. So that's kind of what I want to do. So, all right, I'm going to show you what we're going to start working on next couple. Once Harley Quinn is ready to start being painted, we'll start working on these other items. Let me find the pictures real quick. I should have did this before the stream, but I forgot to. Come on. Alright. See the downloads, and then downloads. Okay. Yeah, I did a couple of those in art school using gouache and watercolor. It's definitely different, especially watercolor. All right, so let's grab the items. Him over here. take Hyperion down. Let's grab these other pictures. Alright, so image, Alright, so for Vampirella, we're going to turn her into 7 of 9. So this Vampirella, come on, get the camera down. Alright, it's kind of hard to see, but you've seen this, I'm sure you guys have seen this Vampirella before. So, this head is the Jean Grey head. Alright, so this is the Jean Grey head. Here's the Jean Grey I just painted up. So I had an extra one of these, right? So this head is actually in scale with this body, which is funny as all hell. Even though this is the 1/4 scale, the Jean Grey head is not in scale with like the DC or other sculpts. This head is really, really small. So this head is actually perfect for this Vampirella's body. So I think this will look good for 7 of 9. I think this would look really cool with this on her. So I'm thinking, you can see it's pretty much in scale, like side to side. This head's just a little bit wider, but I think this head would look awesome on here. I think it'll look really, really cool. So yeah, I know the newer version, she has her hair out, but I think I'm going to go with the shorter version here. I think it'll look really cool. So the idea is, on that CG Trader site, I saw a Star Trek chair. I think it's like a captain's chair. And I think if I can print that out really good, I can position her on the chair. So her, so she looks really good sitting on a captain's chair. And I think this would be pretty cool. So I'm not trying to make it look like the actress. I don't want to do like an actress looking 7 of 9. I just want to do like a comic book like version of this in a sexy 7 of 9 type of look. That's kind of my goal. I know I've talked to a couple Star Trek fans and it's like you have to have it look like the actress, but the one head I saw online, the only head I saw online, I didn't really like it that much, so I'm going to do my own little version of it. So I think this would look pretty cool. The only problem though is, two things I got to be careful with about this item is one, I have to rebuild the whole neck. So like even though this is here, I got to sort of rebuild the neck. I can't pull off this outfit on YouTube because it's got nudity on it. So I'm gonna have to sort of get her ready for sculpting and take that all off before I do it. So that's the only downside with that. Yeah, see, Raz, you're the only one that I know that has said that. Other people I've talked to, they're like, it's got to be the actress. But for this one, we're not doing that. So I think this would be a really good looking head for this item. So I think this is going to look pretty damn cool. So I think what I'll do is I'm probably going to chop off her neck. And then what I'll do is I'll chop off the collar and I'll sort of kind of get my neck area started. And then I'll rebuild it from there. So because the only downside is this arm and this hand, I already broke the finger on it the other day, but I have a finger. So if I got to get the chair too, so I'm going to have to sort of measure out the chair. And I think the chair is going to be like hard. So I'm going to have to chisel out the chair and put eaves on it and then press her into it like she's actually pushing it down. So that we'll go over that as we do it. So I think it'll look pretty good. The only problem though with the chair though is this foot is over here higher. and that won't sit on the chair correctly. So what I'm thinking of doing is maybe just put, you know, like you Star Trek fans maybe can find me something where maybe we can like stack next to the chair, so her foot is sort of like standing on the chair, like maybe a helmet, or I don't know. We'll come up with something. You'll see what I mean when I get the chair and I get everything done. But I think it'll look good though. So that's what we're gonna do on this one. Yeah, I'm gonna sculpt the, you know, I'll try my best and sculpt a little bit of the mechanical thing on the eye, and I'll try and put a little bit of stuff on the hand, you know. And I think, let's see, I want to be careful with popping this out, breaking anything. So, I'm gonna keep the high heels on her though, you know. So, what I'll do is I'll sand this down, because, you know, I want to do the whole silver outfit on her. I want to go with the silver outfit, but we'll leave the high heels on. So we'll kind of blend this into the outfit. Maybe what I'll do is I'll keep the wrinkles here a little bit and then blend it in and then add wrinkles and stuff. So, but yeah, I can't pull this off on YouTube. I'll get in trouble. I don't want to get kicked off for that. But yeah, the idea is a nice sexy version of 7 of 9, you know, sitting on like a captain's chair. And that'll be like the idea for this one. Then the only other problem is the arms. So the arms are magnetized like here and there. But her hands show. So what I'm thinking of doing is I might attach the arms, at least this arm. And then what I'll do is I'll just do my best to mask it off, you know. Because I don't want to, trying to magnetize the hand into the wrist might be a nightmare. Yeah, I'm going to do all the ribs in the costume. That's pretty much most of the custom work on her. Is pretty much all those ribs. So once I pull this off, I'm going to strip her paint off and I'm going to sand this down. So this way I can work on it on stream without YouTube crying about it. So that'll have to be that. So the idea is we're going to finish up Harley Quinn. Then when I start painting Harley Quinn, what we'll do is we'll do some paint work on Harley Quinn. We'll push her aside to dry, and then I'll work on some of these items. So I want to try to have something moving as I'm going. Nah, she always had the ribs on her. That's kind of her anatomy from what the guy told me when I did that 7 of 9. So that's kind of, that's got to be there. But yeah, I want to do the silver version on that. So that's going to be that project. Now we have another Power Girl body here. So the other project we're going to do. So I just got to have a bunch of stuff moving. So we're going to turn this one. Oh, I want to get the picture. The hell? Alright, so for the second custom, we have another Power Girl. Now, I already told people on Patreon that sometimes I find cheap items and it might be the same statue, but we just run with it. So, we're going to turn her into Lola Bunny. But we're going to do not the furry version, the one you see there, just like a regular looking girl with the outfit. So the idea would be we'll put a basketball in her arm here. And then I'm going to use a... one of my custom heads for her. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. So I have one of these custom heads. Of course, I'm gonna have to. It's gonna all be rebuilt. It's too high up, you know. So we'll sculpt the hair. We'll put a basketball on her. Now, what I've been doing is when I was in the garage this week chopping up stuff, I was so dusty. I figured let me, you know, work on some of these side projects while I was doing it. So what I did is I grinded down Power Girl's stomach because it was too far out in her chest. So what we're going to do is we're going to rebuild her whole ab section and chest and neck to go for Lola Bunny. And then what we'll do is, I've been sanding down the legs too. And I guess what we'll do is we'll sculpt like sneakers on her. We'll do some like different sneakers. Surprised I didn't break. That, and then so that'll be Lola Bunny. Now she does have that that like, what is it, Looney Tunes logo on her chest. I have an idea on how that's going to be. When I do my video, hopefully I can get it done this week on the eye decals from this other company. Maybe that guy might work with me and maybe making a custom decal for the shirt. We'll see how it goes. But so yeah, so what I want to do is it's kind of a practice piece too of also like working on anatomy a little bit. So it's kind of hard to tell, but Power Girl's chest was out, like stomach was out there a lot. So I really took it down, and I grinded in her midsection too a lot on here. So I'm trying to create a little bit more of an hourglass on this one. So, but yeah, I've been kind of cleaning up some areas. I took off all the gloves, took out the boots. I took out the rod, and I'm working on putting a new rod in here. So I'm thinking with her is pretty simple. Just make a basic base. Make some planks of wood like she's on a basketball court, and then have this standing on, I don't know, maybe a second basketball or maybe a bench or something. I'm not really sure. So I'll have to figure this one out. Yeah, I'm going to try to give her a lot more curves on this one. I mean, it's hard to tell, Raccoon, but I really grinded down that chest and chest. I mean, her chest was, you know, pretty far out there, and her chest was really out there. But the goal is and I sanded all this down in here, and I sanded all this down in here as well. But yeah, I'm not gonna give her like really crazy abs, but I wanted to give her like a little bit more abs to her, so I'm not gonna make her look super strong. But I wanted to just redo this area though, you know. Yeah, gym sack could work too. Yeah, so we'll plan some ideas on that, you know, as time goes on. But for right now, I just kind of wanted to get this all prepped up. So I just been she was in a bunch of pieces. Like this arm was broken off. It was broken off here as well. So like whenever I get cheap stuff like this, sometimes, you know, I find broken stuff. Yeah, her she was chopped up a lot. But I'm gonna have to rebuild the whole neck too, because I'm thinking the outfit I'm showing you now on stream, I'm not doing the underboob, so we're not gonna see the underboob. We're gonna have the outfit more like this. We'll kind of draw it now. So you figure her belly button is like what, right about there, right? So what I want to do is I want to sculpt the abs a little bit. And then what I'm thinking of doing is we'll bring her shorts to underneath the belly button, and then we're going to do a shirt up here like that. So I got to do a little bit more chopping, but I'm thinking for the shirt it's going to come down more like here though, or maybe even a little further. So I'm thinking. And then we can see the logo across there. So that's kind of the idea for this one. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I got to build out the chest first, and we'll go from there. So we'll work on it on stream. The idea though is just give her a little bit more of a, like Power Girl was just way too, like, you know, strong. So I really want to bring this in more. As far as her shorts go, So I'm thinking maybe... I don't know. Kind of show a little bit of the booty on the back, but not too much, you know. Something like this. And wrinkled. I don't want it to make it look loose. But then, I mean, maybe I could. I don't know. Well, we'll play it by ear. So, we'll start off with the midsection. We'll rebuild this section. Then we'll start working on the chest. I didn't want the chest to be way too big. Because if I did it with Power Girl, it would be like out, like it just was out to there. So I really took it down. But I like the idea to have like a really smaller waist and like the bigger legs and stuff. So I think that'll work out pretty well. I don't know, Raccoon, do you think I should take the waist down some more, or do you think it looks okay the way it is? I mean, I could shave it down even more, and I could even take this in more. And the only problem with the hips, the hips are big, and the booty is big on her. The problem though is I can't really make the hips bigger with this hand here. I mean, if I want to make it, more, I would have to take this in a little bit more, you know? So I could really take the waist in. I mean, we could go, like, you know, we could extreme it, you know? So if I take the waist in a little bit more like here, and there, that'll give the illusion that she's got the hourglass, and that the hips are big. I also grinded, you can see all the saves here. I grinded a lot of this back here because you can see, like, I really took in the waist in the back. Because it was like, almost like straight down. So I really grinded a lot of this out. Yeah, that's true, Raz. Chat it'll turn into something I don't want to do on YouTube. I mean, the underboob thing is easy. I don't know how it would really work with her. The only reason why I'm showing this picture that I have on screen is because it's the realistic version of Lola Bunny. It's not the furry version. So I'm sticking with the, you know, with this version. Yeah, trust the chat. But... So yeah, so I'm gonna have to, when I attach the head, we're gonna have to rebuild all this stuff too. I mean, if chat wants to go with the underboob, that's fine. What I'll do is I'll have to grind out underneath here a little bit more, and I'll have to take these down. I still got more to grind, so I don't mind doing the underboob. That's fine. So if we want to keep the shirt up here more, like there, and then have the underboob going across, that's fine. We can do it. But what I'll do is I'll take the waist down a little bit more. Have you ever seen that artist Mike James? You should look up his artwork, Mike James pinup art. He does this really he really brings the waists into these characters to the point where it's not realistic but it looks cool. So maybe what I'll do is I'll take this waist in a little bit more and do that. So yeah, I don't mind doing the under boob. I don't mind all that stuff. I'm just, just playing it by ear, seeing what's happening. So we could do that. I just don't like her shorts. I don't like the shorts. I don't like the idea of those shorts kind of coming up like that. I know they're basketball shorts, so maybe what we'll do is we'll bring the shorts down even more. Maybe. I don't know. We gotta get the anatomy first, and then we'll work on the outfit. And then we'll use my custom head that I did for this. I would use the Jean Grey head, but you can see how different size they are. It's crazy how different they are on this. Yeah, the Mike James stuff is but I like what he did with the ab section though of Mike James's artwork, because he even took somebody sent him in a Adam Hughes White Queen to him, and he took down the waist to the point where it wasn't realistic but it looked cool. So I think I have to do that here, is just take this down some more, so this way the hips look really big. So I'll mess with that. Yeah, so that's kind of the next couple projects I think we're going to be working on. I just need to do more garage work. But Harley's got to get done first. We got to get Harley done. So, yeah, sorry I missed yesterday, but... Well, I think her legs look good as it is. You guys got to understand, too, that I can't chop down the whole entire piece and rebuild from scratch, because this resin, this polystone's a nightmare. It took me a long ass time just to get this down. You wouldn't believe how long it took me to get this down without screwing it up. So I can't sit here and rebuild the whole legs. Well, I think the idea, Jacob, with these two is working on 7 of 9, I'm not going to be able to do all those lines on her chest in one night. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to build one line one night, maybe build her ab section a night, and the next week sort of build another line, maybe work on her neck, build another line. So you have to do it in stages, because otherwise I'll mess it all up. So it's all about a little bit at a time. So they'll probably be both worked at the same time. I try to plan these things so I can do more than just one thing and then done. I try to plan things where if I'm going to sculpt that day, I'm going to sculpt on this, I'm going to sculpt on that, I'm going to sculpt on that, I'm going to sculpt on that, and then all that stuff cures up that day. Then the next day I could go in a garage, I could sand it down, or I could sculpt more the next day, and then the third day sand, and I try to... if you just work on one project, you're sitting around twiddling your thumbs all day. And then I'll probably work on this item too, a little bit here and there. So, yeah, so I'm working on this still, cleaning her up. So this is going to be a Scarlet Witch. So, what I did is I measured out the whole face with a piece of paper, and I sent it out to my friend Meta John. So we found one of those masks on the CG Trader site. So he's going to print out the mask for me, so I don't have to worry about sculpting it from scratch. But I have to sculpt her outfit now. But this was a nightmare. So all week long I was sanding and priming and patching this item and just getting this ready. I sculpted eyelashes on her, make her look a little bit different. So this is kind of what I've been doing, working on this item this week. So that's another thing I've been doing. Psylocke is pretty much ready for paint, so I just have to start painting her up too. Exodus is ready for paint, so I got to start painting him. So yeah, I've been pretty damn busy. But yeah, I might be working on her on streams too during the week. I got to start off the outfit, then I got to start out this neck piece and sort of do a little bit of a cape, and then we'll do the mask at the end once my friend gets that printed out. So that's where I'm at. And I got a couple other things in the garage I've been working on too. I got so much shit, it's crazy. Shit. Probably 7 pounds? 7 to 8 pounds maybe? Yeah, I have the Mary Jane. I did a little bit of work the other day on her. So once I finish up the jeans, I'll finish the next part of the video. I gotta, you know what it is I gotta get caught up on commissions. So the side stuff is kind of taking a back seat a little bit. I gotta paint Exodus. I gotta get the YouTube series of Psylocke done. I have to get this going because this is a commission. I got another Bowen item I'm doing a commission for. Then once Exodus is done, I gotta pull out 2 more kits. Yeah, I got a lot, dude. A lot. It's a good position to be in though. Can't complain. And while I was chopping all this stuff up, I would have maybe like 3 extra hours during the day. So I was pulling out some personal items I've been working on. So that's another thing. I'm also trying to get that Power Girl base started. So I sent out John the measurements for the manhole cover for the base. So hopefully I'll get that too, and I can start getting that one done. Yeah, I got a lot of crap, dude. A lot. Yeah, but these LSBs are heavy. These things are... Sometimes you gotta be careful though with this one. If I'm not paying attention, she almost could fall backwards, almost. But... that's where I'm at. Alright, so you guys got, you know, the next couple items we'll be working on. So once I get this stuff prepped up and I get Harley Quinn, next week we're going to definitely focus on Harley Quinn. I'm not doing anything else today. I'm tired. I'm going to call it a day. But we're getting there. Oh no, Jacob, you're on the list. Trust me, you're on the list. The goal this summer, and I'm working my ass off, is to get all these kits done. These kits have been sitting here for like 2 years now. So Exodus is going first. Then I'm gonna do the 2 Colossus kits for DX8 Designs. Then I have to do my friend's Nate Gray kit. My Nate Gray I'm gonna put on the back burner. I'm gonna try to get his kit done this summer. And then I got the Apocalypse from the Age of Apocalypse kit to get done. If I can get those 4 things done this summer, I'll have more room to take on other items, you know. So I have to. Trust me, I am busting my ass to get this stuff done. I just needed a day to work on some my own stuff today. That's all. Yeah, the Power Girl, I decided to do a manhole cover base. So as of right now, once John prints me out the manhole cover, I'll be able to I'm doing a video on it. So I haven't touched her. So, but I did sort of clean things up. So what I did with her, it's kind of hard to see it. I sanded all this part down. I'm doing a video on it, but I'll show you what I'm doing. So I sanded this down just to kind of, because it was too bulky. And what I'm doing is I'm going to put a manhole cover here, like she's fighting in the street. And when I was when I mixed up a freeform air, I mixed up a bunch of extra freeform air and I rolled this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smash this stuff with a hammer, and I'm going to create like a broken street base, sort of like with the first Power Girl. So you know how this this first street base was broken? So the idea it's going to be something similar to this. So I'm going to have a manhole cover here, and then I'm going to have these pieces broken up around it, and it's going to look like it's like she's kind of like it's like broken this way. And then on this side of the base it's going to be like dirt and maybe some pipes or something. So that's kind of my idea for the base. So yeah, this print turned out amazing. I'm really happy with it. But I have to prime her down, I have to clean her up, I gotta sand her, so I got a lot more to go on this one. But at least I got the base ready to go. So once I get that manhole cover, I'll be able to start piecing all this stuff together. I try and sneak my own stuff in once in a while, you know? So when I'm ever getting dirty or I'm priming or I'm doing something, I'll do my own stuff here and there. Alright, so that's where we're at. I'm calling it a night, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by. But at least you guys know what's going on for the next couple streams. Next week, we'll make sure we'll get Harley's hair going. And that's where we're at. Yeah, I'll try to do more streams here and there. We'll see how things go, but wherever I got it going, I'll do it. But yeah, you guys have a good weekend.